So a few years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, I had somebody say to me, "You're a sociopath." And I sort of felt disrespected. Like, what? Nobody ever called me that before. And I was like, what do you mean? you just you just always have to get what you want. And you sort of disregard people's feelings. Very cold. And I thought about that shit for like a week. A good week. And I started looking up a sociopath. And I gotta be honest, I had a lot of those characteristics. Um, Not a bunch. Now, I didn't feel like I was a sociopath, but I definitely understood, okay, I do have sociopath characteristics. Being able to remove myself from situations with no emotion at all. Being able to manipulate situations and people's minds through a certain amount of charisma is a very sociopathic trait. Having to be in control and not wanting to lose it is a very sociopathic trait. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that was a very it was a very life-changing moment from the fact that a lot of finding yourself is really understanding your dark side, like knowing who you are. And that day began a huge transformation for me about understanding exactly who Eddie Estelle is. And that sort of started my journey towards me becoming the me that I wanted to be and not the me that other people saw me as. So the flip side of that is during this exploration, let's fast forward to now. What that moment did when that person said those words to me is it helped me recognize not only the deficiencies in my character, but the good shit. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the things that make you bad are the same exact things that make you good. So I sat back and, I thought about all these personality traits that could be viewed as negative. And I thought, okay, if I eliminate these things, who would I be then? If I did, I wouldn't be able to be any kind of entrepreneur. And I honestly, in any career, I wouldn't be half as successful as I am able to be now. I got the chance to talk to a gentleman who uh, did a past life regression on a person that I absolutely adore. And I took Boss Lady to get a past life regression. And when I was there, he was explaining some things to us. And he said that, there's 4 quadrants. There is a psychopath, a narcissist, a sociopath, and a schizophrenic. Everybody fits in one of those 4 quadrants, and it just depends on how far to the middle or to the right or the left that you are, right? Closer you are to the middle, the more balance you may have. The farther you are to the edge, the more the more that characteristic is working against you. And I said, that makes perfect sense. So for me, it's really, and for you, the point that I'm getting to is it's all about finding balance. The point of everything I'm saying today is stop letting people take your character and just wrap negativity around it. just so it can fit the narrative of what they have for you, or just because you disappointed them, or just because they don't appreciate, certain skills or talents, or even the darkness that you possess. Like, it's really easy to just to write people off for them being how they are. But it's harder to take that away and then you still love them for them. Or for them to still operate on a high level. So for me, I started trying to figure out, how can I function with these sociopathic characteristics? Because what this person really called me was a highly functional sociopath. And that's when I was like, what? And I looked it up. And boy, when I tell you, I was looking at that piece of paper like, it does sound like me. But at the end of the day, I don't got to feel bad about it. I don't got to feel no kind of way. Because even though it's true, there's a thing called balance, and I can make it work for me. I know that for a fact. So there are people who are, we could call them psychotic. And they just have to figure out how to balance that crazy. I can call somebody a narcissist, which is the word that everybody likes to use now. You're a narcissist. Yeah, I am. I do think I'm the shit. And you should too. And if you got a little bit of narcissist in you, and you watching this video, understand how to make that narcissism work for you, because it can. Like, don't get rid of that to please everybody else, to make everybody else feel comfortable. Like, if you have a level of narcissism in you, it's because 9 times out of 10, it's true. You relying on that too much. Like, don't make that your identity. For me, hearing that term, highly functional sociopath, I've really been working on how to not only use it in a positive way, but understanding when I'm using it in a negative way, so I don't keep going down that path. Like, okay, Eddie, you are being manipulative right now. Don't do that. It's not necessary. Okay, cool. Schizophrenia, if you're schizophrenic, or, what's the other one that I said? It's like highly functional sociopath, schizophrenic, narcissist. Okay, so you got those, like those 4, like whatever they are, like when you start understanding yourself, you go start understanding you need that dark side just as much as you need the light. Stop thinking you have to eliminate parts of your character to suit the feelings of others. You don't got to be accepted. You can be whatever. You can be you, and the people who are wrapping this negativity around you just might not be for you. I want to cuss, but F them. Everybody ain't for you. So what I want to say to my narcissists, my sociopaths, my psychos, my people that they might say are bipolar or schizophrenic, like, don't let that term define how you view yourself. It's narcissists that are amazing artists because they value aesthetics over everything else. It's people that are psychos that are, I don't know what psychos do, really. I don't know what value psychos bring. Lawyers, I don't know. Sociopaths that are great leaders, managers, generals, bipolar people, good writers, journalists. However you use your darkness to better serve yourself, and I won't even label it as a darkness, however you use your character traits to create a path for yourself in this world. Do not continuously allow people to wrap it in negativity and say that you can't be this way because I don't like it. I would just challenge you to figure out who you are, how you use that trait, and then figure out a way to balance it out. Because you are needed. You are necessary in this world. In exactly the way that some people may view as negative. Some of the most successful people in this world have really, they lean to the right in that character trait. And it helps them be really good at something or whatever it is. And maybe they just need a little bit of balance. And I've been lucky, extremely lucky, to find somebody to balance out my issues. So I'm grateful for that. But even if you don't, if you go into therapy, if you are or just working on yourself, just don't let the world sort of throw that label on you and you make you feel like you can't be you no more. That's my crazy talk for today. It's good seeing y'all again.